In the beginning here, when we have the tombstones, we wanted to give this foreshadowing of there's a much deeper theme that becomes unveiled over time. So in a classic Oddworld way, we wanted it to sort of be lighthearted on one hand and with comedic value. And the reason we do that is because the themes are actually so dark and dismal that if they're not lightened up, they could be taken too seriously. Then we show these desperate people who can't even, make ends meet any longer. And we designed them a little phallic looking too, so that they had again, a little bit of a I can't take this too seriously quality. And the idea was to plant this theme in as a backdrop, and then we introduced the character of the hero, who's the stranger, and his plight with the outlaws and how he baits and traps these guys. And so from this point on, you'll be playing the game for many, many hours before you ever see that native culture that's in a desperate situation again. And we thought that was a nice way to sort of introduce something that's coming, then allow you to get into the game, start playing with some of the mechanics that are shown in this opening film, and then when it comes back to you in the game that you start to find these desperate people, the relationship to the stranger, and how all that unfolds, it'd be like, oh, those are the guys I saw in the beginning. Wait a minute, there's a larger theme unfolding here. We also wanted to get in all of the idea of how some of these live ammo approaches would work, and also Stranger's Lope, his high-speed run, and how he could use that to bait enemies into positions. So we used the spider in the opening movie, the spider boa. We used the fuzzles as a trap, and we also show the idea of how you're bountying guys alive. And so part of the challenge, I think, is always at Oddworld, we're always trying to show not just the story to involve you in the gameplay, but to show you what's happening with mechanics that are in the game and try to make them more cinematic and interconnect that in the story so it's really highly designed and interwoven. And hopefully, if we do that successfully, then you have an idea of how to play, as well as feeling very informed about what the game's going to be about. And then you start off hopefully knowing more about the theme, the plot, the central character, as well as have some ideas as to how it plays. And I think that's always a challenge, but it's something we always try to do, and hopefully successfully.